Hello and welcome back to the Shmuseum, where today, once again, we are focusing on Project Clio V6. And, well, we're modernising it today, right?
Yeah, obviously the car is a 2004.
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite old now, almost 20 years old.
It is.
And the inside of it, the interior, isn't quite to the same standard as things like the Cupra, a brand new car.
No.
Has Apple CarPlay and loads of fancy gadgets. This is quite old school, which is, what's charming about it.
Yes, no, agreed. It's certainly a lovely part of the character. What isn't such a lovely part of that character is whenever I'm in this and anyone phones me, they don't get me because I can't sit there and answer a phone whilst driving. And obviously being a 2004 car, it has no Bluetooth. So we're going to be installing a new head unit which has Bluetooth and USB, which means we can charge phones on the go and take a phone call.
Yeah, and listen to our own music. Because the last time we took this out, and I believe it's still in there, we have the 911 speaker in the back.
I was going to ignore that because I know everyone is going to say when you have a V6 that sounds this glorious with the Quicksilver exhaust and that TTV lightweight flywheel, why do you want to listen to music? But every now and then you do.
Well, when you're on a motorway just cruising, like you're not enjoying it on the roads that this is made for. You're just cruising along. It's quite nice to have some music to
And it can be a little bit drony if we're completely honest. So yeah, it would be nice to have some of that. So we have spent the morning, if we're honest, on Google.
Yeah, researching.
Yeah, looking into it.
And pretty much bang on midday right now.
Yeah, we found a company down in southwest London.
Yeah, it's an SW postcode.
Okay, somewhere in southwest London. That seem to, according to their website, provide kits with everything you're going to need. So all of the harnesses, the adapters, the plugs, that mean you can convert the factory head unit to an aftermarket one without any hassle.
Hopefully.
That's the theory. So once again, we're going to take something on.
I was going to say, yeah.
When I say we're taking something on, Brad is going to take something on.
I mean, we're expecting the comments already.
Yeah.
We probably shouldn't be working on any more cars after the last ones, but...
And in fairness, I'm pretty certain your words after the E500 were, I'm never working on one of Tim's cars again. Next time he asks, he can do one. And now we're saying, well, let's go ahead and do it ourselves anyway.
For some reason. It's fun working on cars every now and again. It's not stuff we do every day. It's a challenge sometimes. Things don't always go to plan, but the main thing is we're giving it a go. So once again, we're about to get the tools out and we're going to try and fit a new head unit and maybe some other upgrades to this.
Maybe. We'll see what they have in stock. We'll see how carried away we get when we get there, right? But speaking of every day, I just want to come down and point out just how filthy this is because...
Yeah, it's been back out.
I've not really left it alone, if we're honest. And the weather's been quite bad out. But I don't care. I've just been using it. It's brilliant. Scott, SG Motorsport, you have created a masterpiece along with everyone else.
And it does look good dirty. We'll give it that, like round the back. It does look good dirty. However, once we have managed to install it, it will get a clean up. Given
that you found yourself at the rear of the vehicle, I say stay there. Let's get it started. Let's get on the road.
Time for a 3-point turn. Yeah, that's not making it. Typical, eh? Right, let's get on the road and go and pick up some parts to modernise the Clio V6. There's a weird wiggly man thing over there. I don't know what they're called.
You what?
There was a little thing that like goes up in the air and he just waves and wiggles. But up ahead of us, we have Wembley Arch and the fighter jet, which the comments told us exactly what it was, and I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember.
No, I can't remember.
But so far, we're making some good progress. It's not the quickest drive to get there.
No, it's basically North London all the way to southwest. So it's one end to the other.
Yeah, opposite sides pretty much.
There are two routes, one of which is to obviously go all the way around the M25. I'm sure you guys on this channel know the problem with that. The other route is what we're doing, which is to go straight through London.
Well, around the North Circular, which is kind of around the outside, but kind of still through the middle. So yeah. There's another route we could have done, which is probably go bang on through the centre of London, but that would have taken probably even longer than both of the other two put together.
Yeah, this route, the total journey was 20-something miles. I can't remember exactly what, but 20-something miles, and the time to do so was 1 hour and 26 minutes.
Yeah.
So we still have 52 to go. Look, I love this car, and I'm not complaining, because the more time I get to spend in this, the better, but I'd rather not be spending an hour and a half to do 20 miles.
Oh,
that should be about 20 minutes down a country B lane.
At least we have a glorious day.
We do.
Blue skies, only a couple of clouds, sun is shining, and Acid Yellow is looking as good as ever, apart from being a little bit dirty.
And it is a little bit cold out, but with the sun coming through the windscreen, you just don't feel it. That moped sounded like it was struggling.
Yeah.
Unlike...
Yeah, that's not struggling. We just had an ambulance fly past us on our side of the road, but on our right is the BBC Television Centre.
There you go. So yeah, anything, if you've ever watched Children in Need or various other BBC programmes, maybe where they were filmed. A lot of live broadcasts and stuff. It's the one
cool.
show.
We're making some slow progress now. There's lots of traffic around, as you can see. We've had roadworks, temporary traffic lights. It's not been ideal, but we're getting there. We're
slowly.
Yeah.
We now got half an hour to do 6 miles.
London, eh?
Yeah.
Good old London. Who said driving in London was fun? No one.
No.
No one.
And then of course we got Westfield as well.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we're doing all the sightseeing right now and all the shopping.
But not the normal sightseeing that people do if they come to London.
No. Television centre, temporary traffic lights, Westfield.
Yeah.
We're showing you the bits that you don't normally see.
Yeah. Mission partially successful. We're only 10 minutes away now, and it feels like we've been driving for ages since then. We've had a fuel stop because we were running out, but we have a bridge over the Thames. We're finally going south of the river, which is good. We've made some okay progress. It's London. We've got 10 minutes to drive 1.5 miles. It's not ideal, but yeah. The city is over that way, and we're going to carry on this way.
So we have now arrived with the guys here at Dynamic Sounds, and I want to see if we can get you inside to look at their model car collection shortly, because it makes ours at the garage look quite small.
Tim, you're slacking from what we've seen here.
Yeah, we really are. But we now have the grill for the speaker off. The guys here have just gone to get some tools. We're going to start pulling things apart a little bit just to get some advice on replacement components and head unit, and then we'll head back towards the Shmuseum and
hopefully fit some things
see how we do, yeah. But hopefully with some advice here from the experts, should be fairly smooth sailing.
Fingers crossed. With the speaker door cover thing back in,
we've got
some goodies.
stuff. We have stuff. We have a head unit. There's a very specific reason why we've picked this one.
Yeah, this is the Sony DSX A416BT.
Yeah, there you go.
Obviously,
we have
Bluetooth, etc., but we'll show you the main reason why later on.
Yep, we have some speakers. We have some focal speakers and tweeters.
Yeah, focal 130AS.
Yep, with the crossovers and some wiring accessories. We've got some soundproof mat there.
Yep.
And crucially, going back to our previous Clio cost video, we have a receipt for £269.95. Full price, no discounts. So anyone who's counting cost of Clio build,
add that
number 270
and
quid to add on.
The labour that we charged him of doing this.
Yeah.
Which is our monthly salary.
Yeah, which he will happily point out to us. So let's not mention that one. Let's jump back in, let's get on the road.
With over an hour to go still, we found a Morgan in...
Don't remind me.
Where are we? We're in Chelsea? Yeah, that's what we're in the borough of Chelsea and Kensington. Just
Holland Park is more where we are.
Yeah, making our way.
Yeah,
I'm quite excited to get these. I was about to show them, but they're in there. I'm quite excited to get these fitted up and see how things go.
Alrighty, there we have the Clio V6 parked back up once again. We've got the bits just sat on the front here, and the various bits of wiring loom that are gonna. I mean, what that one is for. In fact, let me just come and show you guys real quick. If you have a look here, we have the little stalk on the end there where you can control volume, and fans got excited, but you have the stalk on the end where you can control volume and change tracks and stuff like that, and that wiring harness enables us to keep that functional.
Yeah, which is good. That's what we want. I do need to take out this to get the battery disconnected, so that's going to be first on the list. Okay,
so we'll get the bin out. I'm probably going to leave you to do some of this while I go and sit in there, because then hopefully it doesn't go wrong.
Hopefully. I'm going to crack on, we'll film as much as we can, bin out, battery out, start removing a few bits, probably do a bit of Googling on a few certain parts.
Yep.
But we should be okay.
Yeah, because again, the tweeters, which I don't really think we've pointed it out just yet, door speakers are easy enough to get to, as you've already seen. The cover comes off, a couple of screws behind there. The tweeters, however, are buried in there and basically require the whole dashboard to come off, right?
I believe the top of the dash, yeah. From a little bit of search like that I've done, yes, but we'll see when we get to it.
Okay, so this is going to be an interesting little project, but one that we will finish, right, Brad?
We always finish our projects.
Not necessarily when it comes to Clios.
True, but
worst case scenario, we'll just take it back to Dynamic and ask them to help us. But we will do this.
We are finishing this.
So let's crack on.
I've got no idea why the fans are on and screaming at us. Maybe the doors are open and it wants to cool things down, but it's being pretty loud. I guess it must have been a slightly spirited drive once we got out of some of the traffic. So, time to remove this bin. Carefully does it. And out it comes, that's good. Pop this just behind you guys for now. I then need to get some tools out to disconnect the battery. So, let's do that. 10mm socket. Just gotta be careful of these fans on. Time, I guess, to head to the interior and start pulling a few things out. So obviously we can start with the speakers on each door. Let's bring you around. You're on a tripod right now, so I'm just gonna come around to the side, open up the door, and see if we can find a good view. You've got to ignore the Percy Pigs in there. There's some snacks for later once this project is completed. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze in down here. Hopefully this works as a camera angle. Just about, I've got a few Torx bits. Let's pop this cover back off. You can just about get it with your finger, but just to make things easier, I've got some plastic pry tools for the trim, so that's going to make life 10 times easier. And then we have some Torx bits to get off. So now I need to figure out what size it is. The T20. Nicely done, T20. I then need this, which takes that, and I need an adapter. I'll be back because I've got tools, but not all of the tools I need. So 1 second. Okay, one of these. Ugh, where are we? There we go. T20 on this adaptery screwdriver thing, which means I should pretty much just be able to pop it in and untwist. I could put this on a ratchet, which is probably a better idea, but a screwdriver will work for now. And these pots, if you work on cars and you don't have these, just a little metal pot that's magnetic, you can pop your screws straight onto it, and it saves the fear of losing them, which is always good because you don't want to lose your screws when you're taking parts of cars apart. Okay, speaker number 1 is out. We've got a push clip there. So this is what we were dealing with. Just a little speaker, actually not too bad for what some OEM speakers nowadays do look like, but this isn't that bad. We've done some measurements, so we know what we can get away with in terms of the depth of it. The ones we've got, I think about 54.7 mil, so around 55 mil. This is a little bit less, but we've measured and we should have enough room just behind. So hopefully no modifications to be done. We've got harnesses, so we can just clip things straight in and then go from there. I don't know if you can see all the way to the interior. You can, that's good. Let's take out the radio, just pop the removal tools in. And there we go. Comes straight out. And there we go. Current head unit, old head unit is now out, which means I can start getting some of the adapters and the new bits and start plugging bits back in. Obviously I've got to do the same on the driver's door, which I can open up now. So I'm going to run around there, take out the speaker, and then we'll start popping some bits back in and then work out how we remove this dash, which hopefully isn't as difficult as it sounds. I can give Scott a call if I need any assistance, but I'm hoping that with a bit of Googling, I can figure out what bits of trim come out from where, and then work out how to remove this and get to the tweezers. Other side is now the same. We're going to jump back in here for a little bit of an unboxing. I'm going to start by looking at the speakers just to see what we have inside this box. This is obviously going to play quite a key part in transforming and modernising the V6, but obviously the head unit is, I guess, the biggest upgrade, seeing as we've gone from something with no Bluetooth to something we can now have Bluetooth on, plug the phone in with the USB, and it's got some fancy colours, which you'll find out later may have been quite a big part while we went for this one. Let's just say there might have been a colour that's quite similar to the acid yellow. Now, what do I have here? User manual. Oh, and a focal sticker, that's cool. Always great getting stickers when you unbox things. Now, this is going to tell me, I guess, how to do this, which is going to be the fun bit. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, how to make this work. Interesting. And here is, they're nice and warm, by the way, from being up the front of the car. There we go. Oh, nice. The plastic cover off the front of that has just come flying off. A lovely speaker from Focal, which looks pretty good. Performance Access 130 AS. Now, just to check something, I'm going to pop that in there and see, does it fit in place? Which I can confirm it 100% does. So that's good. At least we've got the first part done well. There's obviously small bits I need to unbox. We've got some adapters and things here. I just need to work out which one is which, what this is for. What is this one for? No idea. That can go there for now. This is obviously to do with the head unit. Now we've got a few bits unboxed. Obviously I've got the speaker and these adapters ready. I'm just going to pop this first speaker in, I think. We'll get that done now. So I've got the positive, which needs to go onto here, hopefully nice and easily, and obviously the negative as well. There we go, both of those in place, which should now mean if we come down here and just use the side seal of the card just to balance that, plug this connector straight in, just like so. And then this can go into the car, just back under here, and be screwed into place. That looks quite good, I think. Not too bad. Next, I'm just quickly going to unbox the head unit. We have I believe, a remote control. Is this a controller? This is a controller. No, this is not a controller. This is the faceplate. We've got the faceplate for the head unit. Controller, I don't know what I'm on about. I believe this is the microphone. Yep, microphone, so we need to obviously get that put up in the right location, which we'll get onto. What do I have here? A small piece of paper. Hopefully I can open this up and obviously get to the head unit itself. There we go, the back part. There's some clips, and I believe this must be all the user manuals and instructions, which I'd love to say we don't need, but we definitely do. Okay, that is pretty much everything unboxed. I'm about to jump on here, get onto Google, work out how to remove the trim. That is now what we're doing. Removing all the dash, then we can start wiring things. Obviously I need to be able to get these B-trim, A-pillars out the way, and run some wiring and stuff, get the cable ties out, and all should be good, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Let's come in here and have a quick update. We have a dashless Clio V6. These are the tweeters, so these are what are going to come out, and then we'll replace them with our new ones. As you can tell, have quite clearly not worked on a Clio before, or a Clio V6, but at least we are getting somewhere. Tom's going to come out and help fairly shortly, just to see where we can get with this thing. But progress is being made. We're hopefully not too far away from putting things back together.
6.5 hours later.
So here we have an instruction manual for the new head unit, and if we come and pop ourselves in here, we'll see there's a bit of a mess going on, but
yeah, sorry,
we have a head unit.
/ Scott / anyone involved in this point. I've ruined the inside, but it's for a reason, because we have the new head unit all wired up, including the controller for the steering wheel control. So
okay,
we'll be able to
so
test
those,
that
yep,
shortly. Door cards, we have kind of off still the covers because we have the new speakers bolted in, which look really cool.
And they look absolutely lovely. So one thing we probably should confess is the original factory tweeters here, we are leaving those for now because the new focal units are quite a bit bigger, and basically we're going to have to cut here and
modifications.
And as much as I think you've done really well here, let's not go too far.
We also have to fit the crossovers for the tweeters to work as well, which we could probably do, but we're just going to save that and probably let a professional do it.
Yeah.
But for now,
we'll get some help with that. So is this where we find out if this works?
This back in. Yeah, we've just reconnected the battery
Okay,
up.
right, let's get some Where's right, okay.
There.
There's
I'm
the key.
hiding it for some reason.
Okay, so if we pop that one in there, we have some ignition. Are we gonna, we have power, USB. Why is it checking USB? There's nothing there.
I have no idea. But does this mean we have, we have volume. And I think source means we can
There you go, Brad's iPhone. Okay, so you've plugged in.
No, I'm not plugged in.
Well, you must have done because it's picked up Brad's iPhone. That's clever. So somehow it's managed to pick up your iPhone whilst it's not had power.
Magic.
That's really clever.
I would love to know how it did that.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't test this very briefly before.
No, we definitely didn't.
No, we'd never do that to you guys. Anyway,
no, that's why it's still in demo mode, right?
I'm on Spotify on non-copyright music for Twitch streams because Twitch,
okay. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm hoping this is non-copyright for us.
Wow.
We have music.
We do. Okay, so what I want to do now is try and connect my Bluetooth to this because that ultimately is the whole reason we did this, right?
True. And just to double check, we are seeking on FM. Is the radio going to work?
Let's hope so. We've got all our old school buttons down here for saving stations.
Come on.
Come on, scan. How does that work? Okay, so that just slides open and closed.
Yeah, which is good. Is it going to find a radio station?
I don't think it is. We are sat in the garage though, which isn't necessarily going to help for radio reception.
It is plugged in though, so it should work. Anyway, do you want to try Bluetooth?
Yes, let's do that. Moment of truth. I have connected my phone via Bluetooth and I'm now going to ring you. I'm hoping it doesn't put your phone number on the screen.
Me
that
too.
Would be quite awkward.
Well, I can confirm that it is Tom calling me.
Okay, I'm going to hang that one up because obviously we haven't yet connected the microphone.
Oh, I've got missed call.
We haven't yet connected the microphone, but I think what we should probably now do is get the microphone attached.
Confused. Oh, yeah.
I did. Get the microphone attached, properly test a Bluetooth phone call in the car, put the car back together,
Yeah.
and I think we call that success until we then go and do tweeters and the remote control thing elsewhere.
Sounds good. Let's get this thing put back together.
Yes, that is also really scary just seeing
It's honestly,
an airbag
just
sat
having it there, I've been like, airbag, airbag, airbag.
Fortunately, power has been disconnected, so...
Well, not right now.
No, has been disconnected.
Has been previously, and it's about to be disconnected again when I start putting things back together.
Yeah, so let's
Safety first.
do that. Okay, so we've come off mics because of battery issues. However, we are now at the time to put the dash back on in. I don't know what the most appropriate term is.
In, I think.
There we go. It's looking roughly like it's where it should be.
Oh, nice.
There you go. That's pretty much. Just need a slight pop back into place, but they're pretty much there.
The wiring over there's all right.
Fair play, mate, because I know we do get ruined in the comments, but I wouldn't have been able to get all that off.
Is this one in place? I think.
Let's come round. Lovely acid yellow. I love this colour.
There's not really any like flipping or popping to do apart from that. Now it's a case of running around with lots of screws. We've got 3 to go back in there.
Okay.
1, 3, 2.
Okay, well, let's get screwing.
There we go.
It's done. It's back to being a car again, right?
It's finally back together how it should be, which is great. It looks like we've never been in here apart from that.
Yeah.
New head unit and my Percy pigs that I need to take out.
We're all allowed snacks while we're out and about. And yeah, well, mate, thank you very much for all of your efforts. Because again, I know I've not been of much help through this as I normally aren't with most mechanical, electronical type stuff, but we got there.
You popped some clips in on to put it back together.
I did a little bit of wiring as well. I did do a couple of little bits.
You also spent many hours behind the wheel getting us to dynamic sounds, which was fun to start with. And then as soon as it was like London traffic, stop, start, and millions of speed bumps.
And hill starts in a Clio V6 are actually not the most fun thing in the world.
But we got back, so yeah, thank you for driving.
No worries. Thank you for allowing me to, I guess, or Tim. It's a brilliant little machine, but I do not like driving it around London. I do not like driving it over speed bumps. It definitely needs raising a little bit,
100%.
which today we've discovered again, because it has caught a few times on the underbelly. Anyway, that's not what today's about. we can now make Bluetooth phone calls from Clio V6. How cool
and
is that?
listen to Bluetooth music.
Yes, and USB and CarPlay, Android Auto, whatever else is built into that thing.
And it's yellow. Well, it can be yellow.
Yes, and it's yellow. So, yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed coming along once again on a bit of a modification trip. I know, again, we didn't entirely finish the job, but we're learning, right? And that's the thing. Brad, I can't even say me, Brad especially, will always just take on a task and go, I'll give it a go.
That's the main thing. We might as well try it, because the worst case is you go, didn't work, and then you get someone that knows what they're doing fully to do it.
And then you learn. And then you learn. And next time around,
the fun of it.
Turns out the mic's just died right towards the end, which is...
we lost you there somewhere, but...
Yeah. We were talking about something to do with taking things on and just giving it a go, and then you learn if things don't go right.
And obviously it could have been more difficult than it was, but the wiring harnesses supplied by the guys at Dynamic Sounds, yeah, they were really, really helpful. So I guess we should stop waffling. The camera and the mic's are already trying to tell us to shut up. So once again, hopefully you guys have enjoyed coming along, seeing us modernise the Clio V6. And for now, until next time.